why have you not taken action on all the things that you said that you were going to do, that you planned on doing, all these things that you wrote down, that you were going to start? Oh, that's my New Year's resolution. You said that last year. You said that the year before, and you still haven't done anything. We're about a week into the new year, and you still haven't done anything. You still haven't started what you were going to start doing. You haven't stopped what you were going to stop doing. You haven't changed who you were going to change into to become. You haven't really done anything in order to move forward. You're just kind of sitting there with your head down, moping around, and not trying to move forward. Why? What is causing you to just make all these goals and say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and whatever. But then when it comes, and it finally comes time to do that, why do you just go in, maybe it's not that big of a deal. Maybe I didn't want it that bad. Maybe it's this, maybe that's that. Why? Why all of a sudden did you not want it as bad as you really did when you were fucking fired up and pissed off? How come now you don't want it as bad? What changed? You became complacent? Things got a little easier? You stopped thinking about how life could be both good and bad, how much better things could be if you actually tried at something, if you actually tried to better yourself, and you didn't think about how much worse things could be if you continue to go down the path you're continuing to go down. But instead you just talk about, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and you never get it done, and you set all these goals and never achieve them, and then it ends up in this negative feedback loop of self-doubt, thinking you can never do anything because all you do is set goals and don't try at them. Do you realize that if you set a goal and you at least try at it, even if you fail, if you at least tried at that goal, that's going to move you so much more forward than not trying at all. That's going to be so much more, give you so much more gratification than not trying at all. Because at least you know you tried, you failed, and now you can try again. But if you keep on setting goals and you're not even trying at them, all you're doing is telling yourself that you can never do what you say, that you're never a person of your word. That if you said that you could wake up in the morning early and you never do, if you tell someone that you're going somewhere and you can never do it, if you say you're going to do this or that and you never actually did it, and don't give yourself some excuse, oh, this came up, that came up. Shit comes up in life, and that's normal. But you're giving yourself that excuse every single time to not keep on doing something. Why? There's no reason to do that. All you're doing is just making things worse on yourself and self-sabotaging. You need to just actually take action on whatever it is you're doing. You're not going to the gym enough. Okay, go more. You're not eating enough. Eat more. You're eating too much. Eat less. Start taking actions on the simple things that are going to move you forward in life. Stop talking about all the things you're going to do and then just not doing them. You're just fighting yourself. You're making it worse on yourself. By you talking about all these goals that you're going to accomplish and never even taking a single step forward to make them, you're just putting yourself in a more difficult position than you were in before you even made the goals. And you make all these goals because it feels really good. Oh yeah, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And you get the dopamine hit of setting all these goals. But then it starts to get a little difficult. And then, even if you did try, it starts to get a little difficult. And then you think, I'm just not gonna go through with it. And you kind of quit on yourself. And then you taught yourself again that you can't do anything, and that all you can do is just quit at whatever you're starting. Just pick something and see it all the way through. Even if it beats you down, even if it fucks everything up, Pick something that you know is going to benefit your life and just see it all the way through. Go through the full road with it. Go through the dark tunnel and see how far that thing will take you. See what it will do for you. And you will never see what it will do for you unless you go all the way through. And even if you don't reach as high of a position in whatever field you're going into, you're pushing harder on whatever it is you're doing, trying more, doing more, you're going to get further than you ever would have staying in the same position. So regardless, even if you don't think you could achieve the top 1%, would you rather stay and be in the very bottom and be fucking nothing? Or would you rather at least be something? And you've probably heard it, but something's better than nothing. So stop doubting yourself. Stop telling yourself that you can't do it. Stop stopping everything and just sit down and think to yourself, why am I constantly running around in circles? Why am I constantly making all these excuses for not doing the things that I need to be doing? Sit down and talk with yourself and think, what are the steps that I need to take in order to get where I want to be? And a lot of you are gonna start to think, okay, well, I don't actually know what my goals are, and I don't know where I want to be in life. Great. Now you've identified that you don't know where you want to be. Okay, let's figure out where you do want to be. So sit down and think to yourself some goals. Who's the kind of person do you want to be? What are the kind of things you want to do? You know, if you have certain habits that you don't like that you do, okay, write down the kind of person you would be the kind of person that doesn't have specific habit, whatever it is. You know, if you want to be the kind of person who has a great physique, write down that you will have a great physique. If you want to be the kind of person that has all, you know, these amazing project cards and goes to shows and whatever, write down that's who you're going to be. And then write down the steps you have to take to get there. What do you have to do? Okay, you have to maybe, you know, go and talk to your boss about getting a raise, or go and get a few more hours at work so that you can afford to put a little extra money aside. And then now you're going to go and focus on, instead of going out on the weekends, you're going to go and sleep in and get some extra sleep recovery. And then you're going to go ahead and, instead of dicking around on your phone and playing video games, you're going to go to the gym more. You know, and you're going to write down all these things that you would have to do in order to become that person, and you're going to start doing these things. And if you can identify all the things that you need to do, you can write them out, and you can see a clear path on paper, on text, whatever it is, then you know that as long as you are doing those things each and every day, you are getting closer to your goal. And even if you have to write down, you know, something along the lines of, for the days where it feels like I'm not getting anywhere, I know that if I take these steps, it's going to get me to where I need to be. And you're gonna read that on those days where you're having a difficult time, and that's gonna, you know, it's gonna remind you, okay, you know, I just got to keep pushing through it. And sometimes it might be days, it might be weeks, months, years, whatever it is. If you just keep on pushing through and you just do it, it's gonna work out in the end. There's no way it doesn't. Do you really think you can try your hardest at something and put in your maximum effort towards becoming the person you want to be, and that it would be impossible? No, it wouldn't. If you put in the maximum effort that you need to in order to make sure you get the proper recovery, your diet's good, your training's on point, if you put in everything you need to, there is no way that you fail. So that means that the only issue is that you actually just don't want to put in the work. That's the only issue, that you do not want to put in the work. And why don't you want to put in the work? Well, there's a few reasons. One, the work's difficult and you don't want to do that. Okay, and guess what? You're still going to do it anyways. Two, something is causing you to dread the work more than the pleasure. And more than just the enjoyment of whatever it is. Maybe it's that you haven't told yourself that your current situation is bad enough. Maybe it's like I said in the beginning of the video, how you're constantly telling yourself that it's okay and it's not that bad. And therefore, whenever the difficult work comes up, you're contemplating, okay, well, I could either live the life of it's not that bad, or I could do this painstaking work. You're picking the it's not that bad because you're lying to yourself and telling yourself it's not that bad. And in reality, the work isn't really as painstaking as it may seem. It's hard, it's difficult, but it's fulfilling and it keeps you going. There's a fire that's going to ignite in you, and it's just going to keep you driven. So sit down and write up a plan. Think to yourself, what are the steps I need to take to become the person I need to become? What are the things in my life that are causing me to avoid the hard work? And stop setting goals and not doing anything about them. Come on, bro. It's like, really, like, do something about it. Change your life. All you have to do is finally take that, whatever that step is, towards changing your life. One simple thing, one small thing can change the whole trajectory of your life. Making a commitment to train harder, making a commitment to go on a diet plan, making a commitment to go on a training plan, making a commitment to finish that car project, making a commitment to getting a new job. Whatever it may be. One thing, one commitment that you're going to see through can change your entire trajectory of life.